Okay. Okay, so item 17, guys, the Wairewa Addendum. Do you want to speak, Andrew? Moves. Phil seconds. Is there anything you want to add, Peter?
Not at this stage, thank you.
Can I just ask you one question in relation to the financial implications of adopting this? You've said that there are no significant immediate cost implications. In relation to the sewerage treatment, for example, are there financial implications that are not covered in our current long-term 10-year plan?
My understanding is that they are all covered in the long-term financial plan. Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
They are?
They are.
Okay,
yeah.
so there's nothing additional?
There's nothing additional, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Is there any debate, guys? Andrew and then Yanni. A question? Sorry, Yanni.
Yeah, I too was interested in the financial implications. What I was just a little bit unclear about, the working party that's being set up, the Little River Flood Mitigation Working Party, that's going to be making recommendations for funding to council. Do we have a date on when that is reporting, and is it in time to inform our long-term plan?
Could I answer that question? Look, the working party is actually being led by Environment Canterbury, and it's working through a process to look at how the community actually can support those, whatever's required to resolve some of those issues. But it's certainly not imposing on the City Council any costings at this stage. It's actually about us all working together and making sure that we can actually do things together to resolve those issues, and it will be starting with those small things first.
Yeah, it was more just a timing of when, if you read 5.4, it says implications for council work programs and budgets will be determined once the working party has reported to ECAN and council. I was trying to understand the timing of the report back and whether it's in time to inform our long-term plan.
Probably not,
no.
Yeah.
I mean, it would seem sensible that we should try and get some information to inform us through that, because otherwise we've done the budget and we've made no provision.
It's currently at Environment Canterbury, it's probably unlikely. Yeah, okay. Okay, Andrew. Is that the end of the questions, guys? Because I'm going to start debate. Andrew?
Thank you. Thank you. So this might be a relatively simple matter for the council this morning. However, for the Zone Committee, this represents around 18 months of intensive and involved work. And I would draw councillors' attention to the recommendations, in particular those recommendations to the City Council. The Wairewa Addendum addresses major issues in the zone, such as flooding, drainage, sedimentation. Some of these are serious environmental issues, some have wider impacts on the community. Significant steps have already been made to improving the management of the lake and improving the health of the lake, as this document contains further recommendations to address issues of sedimentation, sewerage, phosphorus in the context of the lake environment. So, in short, the addendum contains a number of important recommendations which will impact on the environment and impact on the community. The recommendations relating to flooding in Little River are of particular importance to that community. The recommendations regarding the opening of the lake are of particular interest to the Birdlings Flat community and the communities of the Southern Bays. So I'd like to commend the Banks Peninsula Water Management Zone Committee for the excellent work and the hard and involved work which has been done to get this document to this point where it's able to be approved and endorsed by Council today, and recommend to councillors to adopt the document today. Thank you.
Andrew has said, has summed it up very well, but I just want to add that I think this is a really good example of a zone committee working really, really well. It clearly, includes the local runanga, the landowners, the community board, and it's good that Environment Canterbury are leading this, and that City Council have been involved. So, and it will certainly support council, like in the area of the flood whole area of flood mitigation that came out from, was clear from our flood task force. And it's a really good example of the community and board being involved in that whole area too. So I certainly commend the recommendations to councillors.
I'd like to add my endorsement to both of those comments, but particularly the zone committees have community representation, the volunteers, a lot of voluntary time goes into these, and there's a lot of skills in the community as well. And like you talked about the local knowledge, it's really excellent to see that being utilised and valued. So I'm supportive of this, and I'd like to congratulate you on the work you do too, and hope that you'll be working closely with the Land Drainage Recovery Program as well. So thank you.
I just wanted to endorse what was said and very quickly just make the point that what comes through this document really is that if you have a healthy environment, then you can have a healthy economy. And I think if you think about things like the impact of flooding, if you think about things like the productivity of the land, it all comes back to having a healthy environment, and that really comes through strongly in this. So I'm happy to accept that when these were set up, I was sceptical, but the work that you've done has really proven me wrong and actually shown that this has been a pretty good process as far as I can see around safeguarding some of those really key environmental aspects that make Christchurch and the wider Canterbury such a unique place to live and of course to do business. So thank you for the work you've done. I think it's a really good outcome.
So we'll put the recommendations that are on page 303, they're the staff recommendations. Andrew moves, Pauline seconds. Put those. Those in favour please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Carried. Thank you very much, guys.